Okay, so welcome everybody. 2023 vision. It's really important. If you've got goals, if you want to, progress towards something, you're going to need a vision. Without that vision, it's not going to come to fruition. And so you're much better off to have a plan, and then put some action in behind it. Big thinking precedes great achievement. So I think that it's important to know that even though the whole process, may not seem perfect, you're going to be successful. So it's something that's going to take time and energy and all that stuff. So your vision, your version. So the best thing about life is that it's all yours. It's your story to write, and the pages are blank every single day, waiting for you to write your story. It's up to you on how the story goes. So your vision could include things you want to achieve individually and with others, but the main focus is that it's your version of the vision that you have in your mind. The reality of life is that most of us focus on others rather than ourselves. And I've recently learned that self-care and focusing on yourself is super, super important, and really should become a priority. And then the rest will just come together beautifully. So one example of this is when I started putting my hair appointments and my nail appointments and stuff in my calendar ahead of time. They were things that I obviously were happy about and looked forward to. But then I was also feeling good. So obviously people around me and my family, got the better version of me rather than me always being frustrated that I never had time to go do my hair or my nails or whatever. Those are the couple things that for me is the self-care thing that makes me feel good. So that's why doing little things, even a massage once a month for me was something too that I prioritized as well, so that my mind, my body, everything was kind of aligned. So what is a vision board? So vision boards are similar as they sound. It's a board with your vision on it. And I'm actually looking at one right now, and I'm just going to turn the camera around. I can't see my own camera, so let me see here. Oh, there we go. So can you see that? So that is a digital vision board that I created, just because I don't have a lot of wall space in front of me here. So I just figured, okay, I'll just print something, I'll create it and I'll print it off and I'll just tape it in front of me so that subliminally I'm seeing it every single day. I may not be, taking time to really focus on it and look at it and think about it, but it's there in front of me every single day. So I have been doing this since I was 18. So I saw the movie The Secret, and I'm not honestly sure if that was the first introduction to vision boarding or if I had learned it previous to that movie. I'm not 100% sure which came first, but I was really intrigued and I really wanted to test the theory because people were saying, I can't believe all these things came true and all this stuff. So as I began to create these boards, not much intention was really put into them. It was more like a set it and forget it, create the digital board, stick it up there, and I was just going to let it work its magic. But over time, obviously, I learned that you do need to focus and put energy towards your boards. The quicker my goals would come to fruition, the more I would focus on really thinking about, this is what I want right now, how, and what am I going to do every single day to get a little bit closer to those specific goals. So for me, and I wanted to, now I didn't do this, but I wanted to run into the basement and get a vision book that I created. And I think I was 16 maybe. And I've got a dollar store just notebook, and I've got a whole bunch of stuff cut out of magazines and pasted on the sheets, and I have like a ring because I wanted to get married, and I had children because I wanted to have children, and you know, a man, and a girl with big boobs because I always said I wanted a boob job, and like all of this stuff. And it's really cool now. I wish I would have saved all of them over time, because it would be something amazing to have to show your children or your family or whoever. But if you do take pictures of them, at least you would have that to go off of. So yeah, so you could print pictures off, you can find them in magazines, you can print specifics off. I know for my husband, he was talking specifically about a GMC truck, like color and everything. So I would suggest, if you have something very specific, like don't just print off any old truck and post it on your board. Post the brand of the truck, the color, the model, whatever it is that that you're hoping to achieve, is to be as specific as you possibly can. And this board should be placed intentionally. So somewhere where you will see it every single day. So it works both consciously and in a subliminal, unconscious kind of manner. What it's going to do is when you do notice it and you do see it, it's a quick visual reminder of, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And you know, like, you're actually physically looking at it. The subliminal that I'm talking about is more about, you know, my vision board up here being there, but me, like I said, not really focusing and like meditating on those specific things on the board every single day. And ideally, in my opinion, now other people's opinions are different, but I would try to focus these boards on a 1 to 3 year term. I just don't think that, so obviously your bigger dreams you need to be aware of those. You need to know where you want to be in 10 years. I totally believe in that. But I do also believe that you want to keep the most relevant goals in front of you, so that usually these little goals will help you be on your way to your bigger goals. So I just try to do a year, but there's things on that board right now that that could very well take me 5 years. I've had a book on my vision board for probably since 2018. So we're on 5 years now. And, you know, I haven't really gotten the courage to really step up and get into that mindset that I can actually do this and sort of go from there. So, so that is what a vision board is. Does anybody have any questions? You can put it in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, whatever is easier, anytime during this presentation if you've got a question. So one way may work better than the other. So for me, I've got different ways of vision boarding. So I've got the digital form where I make a digital one on Canva and I print it out and I have it in front of me. And then there's the physical vision board, which I'm going to go get it quickly. Okay, can you see this? So I did take one off because I did accomplish that, which was new windows for my house. But I just got this, it's just like a cork board, and I think I've got it at HomeSense. Luckily, they had two, so I got one for each side of our bed, and my husband has one too. But so what I normally do is I take things off as they as they are accomplished, but sometimes it's good to keep them on there and just put a big X on it or check mark or whatever. The very beginning stages of vision boarding, like I did do the vision board, but I also did the Post-it notes. So, and it's funny because I will often get reminders on Facebook every year, right? Today's memories. And I had Post-it notes along the whole perimeter of my mirror. And some of them were money related and debt related and family and all that kind of stuff. I think I might have had them color coded, but that's another thing, because chances are you're probably going to be in the bathroom a couple of times a day. And so you will see that every single day. So even if you've got Post-it notes on your computer, on your review mirror, you can have one on your review mirror saying, smile, you're beautiful. Not on this computer, but my downstairs computer, I have a sticker right beside my webcam, and it says smile, beautiful. I don't look very pretty when I'm not smiling. So it's a good reminder to be smiling and be happy. And then mirror writing. So mirror writing is similar to the Post-it note, except it's not on a Post-it note. It's you taking a dry erase marker and just writing on your mirrors. If you've got a mirror in your room, if you've got a mirror in your bathroom, wherever, or even on the glass, like on your window, you can do that too. I find that it is kind of cool to have a variety of different vision boards, because then you can, like, you're being reminded of it every day in different ways. So I think it's more powerful the more you have sort of surrounding you. And so with that digital one that I have up on the above my computer here, I have had that as a background of my phone as well. So you can keep it as a background, you can keep it as your desktop background, your lock screen, whatever. But you just want to be making sure that whatever way is the best for you, and don't be afraid to try these other avenues, because they might be helpful to you as well. Okay, so it's time to get intentional. We all have an idea of the things that we want, places that we want to go, the things we would like to achieve. But have you ever sat down in silence to really think hard about these things in a focused and specific manner? Have you ever made a list? Getting intentional is really about getting specific so that you can focus your energy towards the actions that will push you forward towards the achievements of your vision. By doing this, you will be able to come up with your list and prioritize what is most important. You may also find that certain things you want to achieve will be interconnected. So with that being said, for example, if you have a goal of getting healthier, number one, you need to be more specific. So you need to really understand, why do you want to be healthy? Do you want to eat healthy? Do you want to exercise? Right? So you want to really focus and be specific. But if you have on your vision board that you want to work out daily and you want to have healthy habits and you want to lose weight, well, they're all somewhat interconnected. So if you're working out daily, that is a healthy habit, and you probably will lose weight. So a lot of them you will see that they are connected. Another example would be if you had a house on your vision board, and then money for like a down payment, and maybe some sort of like a light bulb or something to remind you to be spending wisely. So if you're saving money for a down payment, if you want to create a budget and you want to spend wisely, these will all help you achieve the goal of buying that house. So let's just take a quick moment and do a quick exercise. So I'm just going to set a timer on my phone, and for 2 minutes, I want you to sit down and I want you to physically write it down. Whatever comes to your mind that you are envisioning and hoping and dreaming of. So I've just given you, I think there's like 10 different areas that you can focus on. These are just to give you some prompts as to what you can think about. By all means, it does not have to be in any of these categories, but it might help to trigger you to think about maybe something that you would like to achieve or are working towards. So spirituality, growth and learning, health and fitness, fun and recreation, money and finance, love, family and friends, community, work, and environment. Your environment can just be your house. Your environment can be like the feel and the vibe of your home. So I'm just going to set a 2-minute timer, and I will let you go for 2 minutes. Not 10 minutes, because that's too long. So this is just a quick exercise. You can completely take 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes after this and actually do your own more thorough. This is just to get your juices kind of flowing. So I'm going to put some music on. Well, it is on actually. It's just not on low. And we will take a couple of minutes to write down your goals. Few minutes always seems to go by so fast. I like look down and there's like 17 seconds and I'm like, oh, geez.
It did go fast.
But hopefully this will just get your juices flowing, and then you'll be able to really start to get into the thought process. So let's just do a quick reality check, because I do think it's very important to make sure that you're being realistic. So I, for one, am notorious for setting crazy, audacious goals and things that are like crazy, like let's make $1 million this year or something. But it's good to set those goals, but you want to focus your vision board on more of a short-term focus, as I had mentioned earlier. 1 to 3 years, I think, is a healthy board time frame. For example, if you're hoping to start a business this year and your goal is to hit $1 million in sales, that would be something I would consider unrealistic. Getting your business off the ground and getting your business registered and, maybe getting your first 100 customers would be a better goal. I mean, if your goal is to hit $1 million in sales in the next 5 years, then that could be, realistic. But if you're looking at it as a short-term, plan, just I want you to be able to, they need to be attainable, something that you believe that you can achieve. But know that in order to achieve these goals, that you are going to have to be outside your comfort zone. Nothing happens inside of your comfort zone. The growth happens when you are going beyond what you feel comfortable doing. And if that's, as much as I remember when I first started Mary Kay, and they would teach us how to give our business cards to people at the grocery checkout or at the gas station, or just if you started talking to some stranger in some form of conversation, they would teach you to just have 20 seconds of courage and just tell them what you do and how you would love to help them in some way, shape, or form, and be genuine about it. So I don't want you feeling like this picture here where, where you want to go, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be possible. I want you to just know that, first of all, anything is possible, but you have to also be realistic during the process, or else you're going to lose motivation and you're going to lose that feeling of accomplishment if you don't get it right away. So why do you want to achieve these goals? So Michelle, do you feel like sharing maybe something that you have on that, that I could sort of give an example of for getting down to the why?
Well, there's several. Like forever, my dream vacation is a river cruise in Germany to see Neuschwanstein Castle.
Okay.
That's my dream vacation. I'm bound and determined to make that happen.
Okay. So let's
mhm.
just for a moment take this specifically. And so why do you want to go on that river cruise?
Mostly because I want to see that castle forever. That's the castle that is, I'm not sure if you're familiar with it, but that's the one that was the inspiration for Walt Disney World Castle.
Okay, yes, I do think I'm pretty sure I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think that you would feel? Like put yourself in that moment right at the front doors of the castle or on, like, pulling up to the castle. How does that make you feel?
Literally be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll tell you a story. So I am a huge royalist. Okay.
Mhm.
And monarchy and everything. So Lonnie and I were in Ottawa for Canada Day, and the Queen was there. And he said, "Do you want to go see the Queen?" And I said, "No, that's okay," because she was going by the gallery that we were outside of.
Okay.
So we left the gallery. Unbeknownst to me, her carriage got stopped. Now I literally could have touched her. Close we were, and she was just stopped there. And I mean, I was shaking and crying.
Yep.
Like, and that's how I picture I would be if I actually do get to see this castle in real life.
Yeah, I can resonate with that exact feeling. I actually have goosebumps in my cheeks right now because I've got a picture of the Northern Lights on my digital board here and my actual physical board. And like when I think about that moment or like the initial like sight of those lights, I can put myself in a state of mind where I can feel the emotions, and it's very emotional and very overwhelming. So that's a good way to know, that it's to you and that it's something that you for sure should pursue, because that's something that, makes you feel complete and would make you feel amazing.
Yes.
So these exercises do go hand in hand. So goal setting and then getting to the root of your why. Why you want to achieve something is usually the fuel to the fire. And great motivation is when, and creates motivation when you get stuck. So for example, last year I didn't have as good of a year as I had from a business standpoint compared to the year before. And I want to still live that same lifestyle and afford that same lifestyle that I was in 2021. So for me, that's fuel to my fire. I've already been exposed and I've already lived that, those experiences. And I want to continue to have those experiences. So that is motivation to me. And of course, my children are always at the root of me wanting to be successful. But when I actually break it down and really dissect, what I value, it really is more so about my children seeing that you are capable of achieving whatever it is that you want. And I've said time and time again that really, they obviously know what my motives are, what my job is, and that I enjoy my job. But I want them to know that whatever it is that they want to pursue, that's okay. They don't have to be a real estate agent. They don't have to be a coach. But they need to know that success is not going to happen without hard work. And so it's really important to get down to why you want to do something, because, for many, many years, I wanted to coach people, and I've always wanted to help people develop and grow, both personally and professionally. And so, I've just sold houses for the last 9 years, and I haven't really pursued anything to do with coaching or mentoring or anything like that. But then when I joined EXP, it gave me a whole new perspective, because now I have an organization of a bunch of agents who I can mentor and love on and teach. And that's something that I really, really enjoy doing. And so it's sparked a new sort of, not necessarily that I'm getting out of real estate, because I'm not, but it has sparked something in me where I know that I need to pursue coaching or mentoring or something in some way. Because it is something that brings joy to me. It makes me feel fulfilled. And I think that a lot of times, when you get down to it, like for me personally, if you just keep asking yourself, why? Okay, so I want to be a coach. Why? Because I want to help people. Why do you want to help people? Because it would make me feel good. Well, why would it make you feel good? Well, it would make me feel good because I'm making a difference in their lives. But why do you want to make a difference in their lives, right? And you can just keep going deeper and deeper and deeper. And once you get to that core of your why, it just gives you clarity and perspective, and it allows you to realize whether or not it is an important goal, or if maybe you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Some people get fancy cars and fancy watches. Are they getting that because they truly want that? Or are they getting that to put on a front so that people believe something differently about them or have a different perspective on them? So for me, I have always said, I don't care how rich I am never going to be that person that has 16 different cars and $1 million watches. Not me at all. Like, authentically, it would do absolutely nothing for me to have anything to do with having something so that someone believes something about me. That is not. So it's really good to just dig deep and look into your why and go to yourself, okay, like, why do I want this? How am I going to, pursue this dream, essentially? Okay. Oh, I'm ahead of myself. So let's just take another 2 minutes. I know it's going to go by really, really quick. But let's just take another 2 minutes so take your top 3 or you're only going to have time to do one. So let's be realistic. So take your top goal and break down your why. Okay, Michelle. So for example, you're going to say to yourself, okay, I want to go see the castle. Why? Because I love the royalty stuff. Why? Like, kind of get down to the root of it so that it will help, light that fire in you to go like, yes, I want to go. And like, I'm ready to start planning the trip right now. So let's take another 2 minutes and I will grab my timer, which I exited out of. And we will start. And now. Okay. I tried to give you like an extra 20 seconds because I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to change the timing of this because this is not long enough. But at least you're getting the tools and techniques for it. And then we can always, revisit that. And we can
Yeah, no, it's good. I think what I was always missing in the past was the intentional part.
Yes. And what you're going to want is, you're intentionally going to put these in front of you so that, things start to conspire and happen for you. You're probably, if your phone is near you, or I think you're on your phone, you're probably going to start seeing pictures and travel and everything for that, that trip, I'm sure now, listening. But yeah, it's really about being and focused on that stuff. So this is like really big on my screen. I don't know why, but I want it to be full screen for you. Okay, so the truth is, no one will truly ever understand why you want the things that you want, which is why it's so important to keep the opinions of others out. People will question you, ask you why, etc. It's fine to share your vision with those who you care about, but do not ever allow anyone to alter your dreams because they don't understand or it's not going to benefit them. This is something you have to truly take personal. As selfish as it might sound, you are worthy and deserving of all of the goodness this world has to offer. And if you want to travel and you want to go see the world, then you best start planning it because you deserve to do that. When you are feeling fulfilled and happy, those around you will see it and feel it and be better themselves because of that. So you're going to be putting off a better energy. You will just be, if you're happy, they say happy wife, happy life, or, happy mom, whatever. It's so important for you to Because if you're not, you're going to feel, if you're going to hold back, you're going to feel like, you're going to feel resentment, and you're going to feel anger, and you're going to feel jealousy because maybe some of your friends have the same dreams of travel as you. And I would love to go see that castle myself. Right. So, something that you want to, see or do or whatever, you see other people doing it and you think to yourself, well, it just upsets me that I can't, or whatever. You can. You just have to allow the opinions of others not to affect you. I'll give you a very good example of this. So when I first met my husband, it was in 2016 in June, June 15th, I think, 2016. And I was just a newer realtor. Like I was 2 years in, I think I was 2 years in. And so of course things were slow going and things don't happen overnight, right? So 2017 rolls around and I had a good sale. Like I'd sold a really, beautiful home and had a really amazing paycheck. And so I said to him, I said, look, like I have always really wanted to go to Ireland. I would really love, to do this while I feel as though I can afford to do it, because this is an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity. And of course, he was like, number one, I don't have the money to do it myself, which is fair. And number two, he's like, I have no interest in going to Ireland. There's nothing there for me. I am not interested. Very quickly learned that our travel dreams are very much not the same, and that is okay. So he said, it's just not something that I'm going to do. So I said, okay, well, I might go alone. And he's like, no, you won't. You can't travel alone. And so then I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I thought, I probably shouldn't travel alone. Like I've never really traveled before, and traveling alone, so far away, probably not a good idea. But then the more I thought about it, like this is in a 24-hour period, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, no, I am going to go. I don't care what anybody thinks or wants or says or whatever. This is really, tugging on my heart, and I want to do it. So the very next day I went to the travel agency and I booked my trip, and I came home and I was like, hey, so I leave in 11 days. And he's like, what? And that is a trip that I do not regret in any way, shape, or form. It was such an empowering, uplifting, and it really, well, truly, that was the trip that sparked my love of travel. But the fact that I was able to do it alone and that it was so fulfilling in that sense was amazing. And I just, anybody that I feel isn't living their true authentic life or true authentic self is really missing out on true amazing fulfillment. The feeling of being able to look back on that trip, it gives me goosebumps every time I even think about it, because it was such an amazing trip. I wore a fake wedding ring at that time because I didn't want anybody knowing that I was, that I wasn't, like, I told them I'm married, I'm not single, leave me alone, because I was on like a group tour. So but yeah, nonetheless, it was the most amazing trip ever. And I would do it again, and I probably will do it again in the near future. So I'm gonna move this here. It's not going to happen overnight. That's something that, I've learned about everything in life. It does not happen overnight. And I'm a very, very, very impatient person. So over the years, I have very much developed, in my opinion, to somebody who is way more patient than I ever used to be. Also, children will do that to you as well. But consistency. So consistent actions create consistent results. That could not be more true. The more you work out, the healthier you get, depending on how you eat. I'm in that spot right now where I'm like exercising every day, but my eating's not on par yet. So it's not really doing what it's supposed to be doing for me, but it really truly will give you results. If you're in sales and you're making calls every single day, like when you're self-employed, and you can't just go to work and get paid, like being a self-employed person, you still have to go to work so that you can get paid, right? So it's the consistency of getting up, getting dressed, and going to work every single day. So you're going to have to stay consistent in order for the needle to be moving. Small things over time can make a huge difference. Who wrote the book? The Compound Effect. I've read it like twice or three times last year. I'm not very good at authors, and Darren Hardy. So The Compound Effect is a really great book, and it really just kind of focuses on how the little things, little tweaks over time can make a really big difference. And so I highly recommend that book. And it's not just a business book, it's really based on kind of life as a general. Faith. So you're going to have faith that it's what's meant to be will be. I do believe, I'm a true believer that everything happens for a reason. And that when you're helping others, it will come back tenfold. As long as you're focused on genuinely helping other people, I believe that you will get it back tenfold. So focus, being intentional and focused, do what you know you need to do, remind yourself why you want to achieve your goals, and keep moving forward. So something that I find is pretty, happens a lot is you'll hear of someone tragically passing, or, someone getting sick, and, them wishing that they could have, or knowing, that they really wanted to go on that trip or really wanted to do that thing and they never did. And then that usually gives you some sense of like, life really is too short. Maybe I should go on that trip, or maybe I always say to people that sometimes maybe I live in that mindset too much, because I'm always eating the good food, because I'm like, I could be dead tomorrow. You never know, right? I want to enjoy my life while I'm living, and, live it fully. But, like waiting to do things when you're retired, I don't believe in that, because what if you don't get a chance to retire? Like, what if, what if I don't live a long life and I never get the opportunity to take my children on family trips, or a family trip? I just recently took Jaden, my son, with me to, it was Tennessee and then Las Vegas. And I would not trade those moments for anything. It was just such an amazing trip. And I think for him, it was amazing because he's now been exposed to what travel is like. And he's been exposed to, in this case, he's been exposed to billionaires and millionaires who, got to tell their stories. And, I really methodically believed that him going to these events would plant seeds in his mind. He's 11 years old, so I realize not everything is going to stick, but there could be one little thing that is said, or one experience during that whole trip that could really transform his entire life. So that's, I believe, when you really have good intentions and focus, those things will come together for you. You have to be open-minded. You cannot be afraid to try new things or tweak what you've been doing to make improvements, So you've been working out. For me, I've been working out since October. I've actually gained weight because my eating is just totally off right now. And so I'm going to have to tweak that. Like, I don't need to change, like the fact that I'm going on my Peloton every day for 30 minutes. I don't need to change that, but I do need to tweak what I'm eating, because what I'm eating is compromising my workouts. So it's not really making much sense. I'm really wasting my time on that bike every day when I'm not making conscious, healthy decisions. And risk is scary, from like a non-personal standpoint. Well, from a personal standpoint too, risk is scary. Sometimes, if you're single and you are very attracted to someone, or whatever, sometimes it's scary when you want to go and talk to that person or whatever, right? So, but without going outside of your comfort zone and without taking that risk, you will not grow and you will miss opportunities. And I am a living version of risk, because I was with Exit Realty for 6.5 years. I was talking to my coach, just kind of venting to him a little bit about some things that I wasn't, agreeing with my current brokerage. And he said, Michelle, maybe you should look into other brokerages. And I thought, not a chance. Like, I am the most loyal agent there is here. So, but then I ended that conversation and I took some time to think about what he had said. And I thought, I'm paying this guy a lot of money to coach me. Maybe I should listen. Right. So, of course, long story short, obviously, I looked into the EXP platform brokerage, and it was a perfect fit for me. And within 24 hours, I had made my decision. And within 48 hours, I had my personalized license plates and everything already ordered. And here I am. It's been almost 2 years now. So, and I could not say, the only thing I can say about that decision is that I wish I would have done it sooner. So you cannot be afraid to be open-minded to different things, different opportunities, different experiences. Another quick thing that I experienced was, like, I'm afraid of heights. I would say I'm pretty afraid of heights. And I got the opportunity to go to Whistler back in the spring, and there was zip lining. And I was like, not a chance, no way. But then I thought, you know what, like, I don't know, maybe I won't ever come back to Whistler. Who knows? Maybe I should just do it for the experience. And I did. And I literally loved it. And yeah, it was scary, but it was really, really fun. And I probably would do it again. So being open-minded can really create amazing experiences for your life. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Surround yourself with those who lift you up, and have already achieved what you are working towards. You're not going to be able to do any of this alone. You can't do life alone. You will not be successful if you do not, lift people up and allow others to lift you up, and to follow the people who really are, mentors of yours. And you cannot be afraid to ask for help. I believe in being what's that saying? The small fish in the big pond. I don't want to be the big fish in the small pond. I want to be the small fish in the big pond, learning from, all of the other fish, because I believe that we are lifelong learners, and I don't think we'll ever stop learning, but you can't be afraid to ask for help. So, giving birth to your vision. So at this point, I kind of hope that you're excited to give birth to this vision and bring it to reality form in whatever way that suits you best. This may be something you'll have to play around with. As mentioned, one way may work better for you than another. So you may be more apt to be doing the vision board, the physical, the digital vision board, the mirror writing, or the post-it notes. I am like the post-it note queen. My husband, Tim fills my stocking every year with post-it notes, and it's a big joke, but he honestly has no idea how much I love it, because I am the post-it note queen. And then once you've created that vision board of whichever way that you've done it, you're telling your subconscious mind that you've achieved it, then that you want to achieve it. And if you talk as though you've already achieved it and say affirmations daily, I hope you're ready for a wild ride, because this will blow your mind. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference from the truth or a lie. So you really have to be careful what you wish for, because there have been things that I've wished for that I wish I hadn't have wished for, but I got it anyways. So looking at your board on a daily basis will help your mind to figure out how to make it happen. Michelle, you're going to have your vision board up there, and I'm going to send you a picture of the cruise boat, and I'm going to send you a picture of the castle. And every time you look at it, you're going to think, well, maybe I'll just go online and look to see how much it is, or maybe I'll go online to see how often, these cruises go. And then your wheels and your cranks will start to turn, and it'll start to all come together for you. Every day is not going to be sunshine and rainbows, but I can tell you that it will be worth it. You will not regret ever following your dreams and your heart. When we look at our daily life, there's two important questions that you really need to be asking yourself. So during this process, it's important you are accountable and reflective. You can be accountable to yourself, or if you, I did this all yesterday, so my spelling errors, I apologize. Or if you want an accountability partner, if that is your thing, then find someone like-minded that will help you, where you can help one another. So I would recommend that you ask yourself question 1 every morning, and then question 2 every night before bed. So every morning you should be asking yourself, what am I going to do today that will move me closer to achieving my goals? It doesn't have to be extravagant. Again, you're going back to the consistency and the compound effect. Am I just going to go online and look at how much it is? Because now you're going to know how much that river cruise is. Then you can start planning in your mind, well, if I put X amount away every month, then I could probably, make it attainable to do it in a year or 2 years or whatever. And then at the end of the night, you should be asking yourself, what did I do today to get me closer to my goals? There are many times, and I don't have my planner in front of me, but there are many times where there's specific tasks that I'm supposed to be doing, and I have to put a big fat 0 in them because I didn't do them. And that's the accountability. For me, the visual part is very, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It's very, not awakening, but it brings you to reality, going okay, so I didn't do anything today, so tomorrow needs to be better. Tomorrow I need to do, doesn't even matter. It could just be one tiny little thing. You could literally just say to yourself, I'm going to go on Google today, and I'm just going to see how much the cruise costs, or I'm just going to go on and see, how often the cruise goes. Is it only once every month, or do they do it every 2 weeks or whatever? And then I would like to add that gratitude, obviously, both morning and night, is really, really important too. You can literally just, as you're waking up, you can be laying in bed and just go, look, I'm thankful for my, the roof over my head and the blankets that keep me warm, and my husband who loves me unconditionally. Easy, very easy. And I'm finding the more that I do these things, the more actually during the day, I'm very conscious of things that I'm like, wow, I'm really grateful for that. Or, I'm really lucky to, or I'm very thankful that, because what your mind is thinking about all the time, and it's what's going to come back. What you put out, you're going to get back. If you're super negative, you're going to get negative back. But if you focus on the positive and you focus on your dreams and your goals, do not compare yourself to other people. I am so glad that I'm the mother that was not affected by everybody's opinion of how I raise my children, or how I discipline my children, or how my kids are developing. I don't care, because I realize that everybody is different. Every child is different, and every child does different things at different stages in their life. And Ava didn't start walking until well after her first birthday, where Jaden was walking before his first birthday. And I was literally starting to have a panic attack, going I don't think my daughter's ever going to walk. And then I caught myself thinking she is her own person. Jaden was his own person. Let her do her thing. She's not going to not walk. Just be patient. So asking yourself these questions will keep you accountable, and they will, if you're just focusing on the little things, at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year, you will be really, really surprised on what you're able to achieve. The power of positivity. It's truly amazing how powerful the mind can be. You can quite literally achieve anything that you set your mind to. I was literally a single mom with $47 to my name, with not a single credit card. And I really wanted to be a realtor. So I went for an interview to just get myself into the front desk so that I could get myself, in the atmosphere of real estate, because it was something I always wanted to do. And lo and behold, my quick interview turned into a 3-hour interview, which turned into the owner saying to me, I see so much potential in you. I understand your financial situation is a little bit difficult right now. Let me help you, and I will pay for your courses and you can pay me back. I could not ever be more thankful and grateful for that opportunity. And the thing is I was broke. I was driving a school bus. And I mean, like, had I not just taken that initiative to just go, okay, like, I can't afford to be a realtor because I can't afford to do my license, but at least what I can do is, get my foot in the door and maybe be their administrator, or get into the office and do something real estate related, or at least be around realtors, right? So by learning this technique of vision boarding, you are creating a clear path to where you want to go by setting your vision. And I will just quickly mention too that your vision can change. It just because I have the Northern Lights and a book and Disneyland and an office and 175 for my goal weight, I mean, that can change. I would love to actually be 160 pounds, 50 pounds, but I know that I'm going to have to get to 175 first, right? So your goals are going to change. Your visions are going to change, because once I actually go see the Northern Lights, I'm going to have to dream a little bit more, and I'm going to have to add more to my board. So you will quickly realize how others will recognize the positive change in you, because you're going to be more optimistic. You're going to probably just be happier in general, because you know that you are fulfilling you, and that's all that you're responsible for. As much as couples are supposed to be a unity, be one, you have to still be you and they still have to be them. But your husband is not responsible for your happiness, and you are not responsible for your husband's happiness. You individually are responsible for your happiness. So in order to, fulfill that and live the life that you dream of, you need to be doing the things that you want to do. And you will quickly realize that people will follow suit. So my husband has a vision board. He's actually been able to scratch things off his vision board, and like, he was a very much not into this stuff. He kind of thought it was hokey, which fair enough. If you don't know about these things, I can understand that point of view, but he was open-minded enough to do it. And so, my son has done one. My daughter's too young right now for that, but if you can inspire other people, that in itself is a feel good thing. Because if I, am a little bit responsible for the fact that, Michelle, you're going to actually go on that cruise, which I very much intend on seeing you do, being able to be part of that positivity is amazing. And a goal without a plan is just a wish. So we're not wishing here. We are planning to live our dreams. So it's time to make your dreams essentially your reality, which is why I always use live the dream, because I believe everybody needs to live their dreams, and you deserve nothing but amazing things in your life. So that is what I have for you. I don't know if you have questions for me.
I don't have questions. It was very interesting.
I'm like out of breath because I'm so much. I'm very passionate about this though, because I really do believe in it. And I do think that, it's pretty phenomenal to see things come to fruition.
Well, and I do know a planner journal that I have to get out and start writing all this in.
Yes, there you go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it works because I use it.
Yeah. I know where it is. I just have to start using it.
Yes. And that's the thing. If you start using your journal or your planner a couple of times a week. You don't have to use it every single day.
No, because it's not dated.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I did that. I did that on purpose because I knew that I didn't do it every day and I hated having to rip pages out. But yeah, no, you want to just get yourself in the habit. Like I started when I was going on my bike, I was starting to do it. Like I would tell myself 3 times a week. And now I wouldn't say I do it 7 days a week regularly, because I sometimes will take Saturday, Sunday off, but you can bet that Monday to Friday, I am on my bike every single day. And so it just starts with those little changes, and then eventually the consistency will begin to be ingrained in yourself, and then you will feel a need to do it rather than it being a task. You're going to think, oh, I need to plan my day for tomorrow, or I need to look and see where I'm at for production. For me personally, if I don't know my target volume for the week, I don't really think about selling a house because I don't have a plan and I don't have a goal. Last week, I think my goal was 534,000, right? Some days you look at that and think, like back in the day, it was like, oh, that's no big deal. That's easy. I can sell 2 houses for that, right? But times are different now, and right. So even if my goal, I remember at the end of the year, my goal was like 12,000 or something I had left. So for me, that literally is just a piece of land or a lease, or not a lease isn't 12,000, but piece of, I think it was 1,200 actually, not 12,000, but it was a lease or a piece of land or something. And like top of mind, I wouldn't be excited to sell a piece of land. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be something that I'd be excited about, but if it meant that I got to hit my goal for the week, totally worth it. So I can
That
be
totally makes sense.
yeah, I can be reached anytime through Facebook, through text, through email, whatever is easier for you to communicate. But I am excited about following up with whoever was on this call and seeing, if there's anything else I can do to help you, or just for an accountability standpoint. I would really love to see by the end of this week, I would love for you to, like, this is your homework. I would love for you to have your vision board complete by Friday, whether that be digital form, whether that be Post-it notes around your mirror, whether that be you writing on your mirror, or your physical vision board, whatever. I strongly encourage that you at least try one of them, because it will start to transform your life. Like I said, it won't be overnight, but it will certainly begin to make a change. So
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
thank you for joining me.
And we'll be talking again, I'm sure.
Yes, of course. Okay, thanks everybody.
Okay, bye.